Hi everyone, I'm Nancy, and today I'm going to talk about the play Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. So, this is my latest history homework, and I've done a lot of research about this play, about this iconic and the most famous play. And let's start. Um, Maybe let's know a bit more about who is Shakespeare. So William Shakespeare is um, a famous poem writer, and he used to be a very talented ac- actor. It's not that actor on um, actor on modern movies. It's like actor on the play. So he have written a lot of um, famous and a lot of like we can say that it is the icon of the literature. So, for example, we can say that Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, or the Twelfth Night. Yeah, and that's so. In today's video, I'm going to talk about his play Romeo and Juliet. It is a story of like a love story of two young teenager teenager about at the age just older than me 1 to 2 years, 13, 14 years maybe, and they fell in love without their parents' permissions. Do you know why? It's because that Romeo is from Montague, like the Montagues, and and Juliet is from the Capulets. These two big families used to hate each other very much, but Romeo and Juliet um, just fell in love with each other. It is fate, so they cannot escape the fact that they were falling in love with their enemy. And but as I said, it is fate, and they still want to continue their love, so they secretly married um, without permission, and then a husband they become husband and wife of each other without anyone else know. So but then a small fight occurred, and Tybalt, who was Juliet's cousin, killed Mercutio, who was Romeo's best friend, and with anger, he risked his life to fight. Romeo risked his life fight with to fight against Tybalt, and then he accidentally killed him. Like with anger, like he cannot control himself. So he accidentally killed Juliet Curzon, and then he was punished, and um, he was he had to leave Verona, which is the city that they were living in. Mm, after that event, happened, Juliet parents made her marry Count Paris. And at that point, of course, she she still loved him. She still loved Romeo, and she cannot marry another man because she already had a husband, which is Romeo. So she drank a kind of like medicine, and then she fell asleep for about 42 hours, and like she pretend to be dead. And the plan was that she pretend to be dead, and then Romeo will come and escape and like save her, and then they will escape together. That was the plan, but it didn't it didn't happen um as what the story must go. um when it was the old time, the ancient time, so we didn't have newspaper, and like the speed of the real news just like spread so slowly. And that is a secret, like the secret of Juliet being um, pretend that to be that. So that is the secret. So of course it will spread even more slowly, like slower than usual. But you cannot think like, but Romeo heard from someone else that Juliet was dead, and he thought it was true, so suicide he suicided because he think that Romeo was actually dead, and he want to follow her because there was nothing left to be lost. But then Juliet woke up again, and she realized that her beloved husband has suicided. So she followed him, and then the couple like um and then she also like actually dead too. Um, it is a sad love story because of like the fight between the two big family, Montague and Capulet, which leads to um, the terrible, like the death of the two young teenager at the age like about my age, older than me, about 2 to 3 years, yeah, but just about me at my age, and they suicided because of the pressure, and because of like they and because that they cannot stand that pressure anymore, so they choose the most terrible way to escape from that hard life and that difficult love. Yeah. So Romeo and Juliet was a very like was the most famous Shakespeare play, and it was like it can be called as the icon of literature at that time, in England, in the UK maybe, and it inspired a lot of other work in a lot of different fields, like in act in movies, in acting, or in architecture. No, it's like, or in um 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 carving, like carving statue like that, or in art, drawing, painting. So it was the inspiration of a lot of other famous works by other famous, like, younger artists. And it represents the difficult life back then, when the culture and the social was not wasn't weren't like, it weren't what can I say, it is moving to a new era, and everything was so, um let's say, not horrible, but nearly that. And it was hard to settle, it was hard to stay calm, yeah. And that play represents that very well. So that is the end of the video today. I hope that this video will provide you some of the information about this most famous and iconic play of Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. And if you are interested in this field, and if you're interested in this, like, in Shakespeare's works back then, you can search Romeo and Juliet on Google for more information, and for, like, the detailed story. So goodbye everyone, see you next time.